Alright, so a couple of people have already asked me how I set up the music responsive under dash lights in my car, and today I'm going to kind of break it down for you, kind of where I hid all the cabling, what I did, the things that I used. So here we go. So the first thing that I'll notice here is that there's two cigarette lighters hanging on there. So I had RGB lights already installed, but I found out whenever I hooked them up to my actual LED lights that they didn't light up the RGB strips because it just required way too much power and they couldn't beat on and off to the music. So it would be really faulty whenever it beats. So I have two strips down here, one solid blue that's just a 12-volt LED strip, and then an RGB strip back there. And I really didn't want to take out the other RGB strip, so I just kind of have it hang down there just in case I just want really bright, I don't know, pink light or something like that. Alright, so now if we crouch down under here, you'll see that there's a little bit of exposed wiring, but that's just wiring back to my fuse box, which is actually behind this little carpet here. All I have to do is just kind of peel that back and then move this array. So this is actually where my fuse box is for my passengers. So you can see that control box for the aftermarket security system hanging up there. So I decided to hide up the rest of the control box in here. So this is where kind of the magic happens. So if you look really closely, that control box is split into three different sections. It says high, mid, and low. So right now I only have the highs linked up to the actual LED strips, and that really lets me really just capture all the vocals, so I don't get all the extra beats from all the bass and everything, so that kind of avoids the whole always on sort of look. So all in all, this control box that you're looking at right now is probably $10 off of Amazon right now. I'll link the product in the actual description below. It's a really nifty little tool. It's lasted me a long time. It's still working in my Mustang actually, so definitely want to recommend this if you want to get this set up. So we're going to peel away this panel over here to kind of show off where I hid all the wiring and where that factory actually hid some extra wiring itself. So I decided to go same route. So a lot of the plastics in your car can really just be peeled away like that. They're held in with little clips, so don't be afraid to tug on them a little bit. Just be a little careful whenever you do that. You don't want to break any clips or anything. So that's where I hid all my wiring for that. You can see that the panel comes off and on pretty easily. All right, so let's cover up this mess again. So put this panel back, put the carpet back. I'll probably end up taping the wires together to make it look a little better because kind of the red from that angle is probably going to look bad. But if you can see, I'll pull it back, the camera right here. It's kind of noticeable, not that much, so I'll probably end up taping up those red wires black, and then it'll be really hard to see. So I routed all those cables down and around this plastic over here, so I'll go ahead and open up this center console here. This is another just two clips, so I'm probably just going to pry it up from the back right here. Just to kind of reveal how easy it is to kind of move these panels around. So I can do something really similar in the Mustang. I'll probably do another breakdown of that car and how that one's set up. I'm also probably going to do this setup for my friend who owns a 2015 Camaro. The panels in that are really easy to move and hide and conceal all the wiring. So you can see in there, in that underneath that panel, I routed around the gear shifter. So let's go ahead and slide this back on and walk around to the other side of the car. So just imagine the wire going down and around in there. Didn't have to move that much. Really easy. To me, it looks pretty well hidden. So here's the shot from my driver's seat. You can see my little pop socket holder there. So that's where the wires kind of poke out. So that's the wire, or the power wire for my control box, and that's the power wire going back out to the LED strip. And you can see same similar setup on this side. There's another tiny panel back there where I hid all the other wiring. Get another closer look at it. So same exact thing, but on the driver's side. So that's honestly it. So you just have to find a way to strategically hide all your wiring wherever you want to route all your wires and your control boxes. For the Mustang, I pull out the center console, and then I had it in the actual like storage box. So I had a little hole cut in there for the wires to go, and I routed my audio cables to that. That's just a quick rough look at how these lights are like set up. I'm gonna probably do a more in-depth DIY with my friend's 2015 Camaro. I also have another friend that wants this set up in their Hyundai Elantra, so a nice little sports car and then a nice little family sedan. I'll probably go through how to set those up in each of those and what I do to kind of hide all the wiring and get all the setup correct. So look out for those in the near future. They'll probably be a lot more longer and in depth, and go over a lot more of the process of setting it up and everything. And a quick shout out to my buddy Omni Rider. He's actually been kind of promoting me on his channel. It's been really helpful. He's been really nice and giving me tips and tricks on how to get started with this whole YouTube thing and being really encouraging. So definitely a big shout out to him for keeping me going. So if you enjoyed this content, please comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Hope to see you again in the near future. Thanks again.